human nature is. That's why there are lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Cole writes, as a professional truck driver, I use my phone every day while driving. I do use a hands-free headset, which I think everyone should use. But the fact is, accidents happen. Banning all phone use just punishes everyone for the mistakes of a few. Numerous times I've made a phone call just to snap me out of being drowsy or complacent. This needs to be handled case by case because you can't stop stupid people from doing dumb things.
Jesus, so you use your cell phone to keep you from being drowsy? You should stop driving. That's not great.
I don't know.
I've never driven a truck, so I can't, but
all the more reason.
Because you've said before, and I don't say this to pick a fight, but you've said before that you buy hot coffee to keep you awake, or you used to.
I used to,
when
yeah.
You used to have a cigarette, you'd light a cigarette because if it burned down, it'd burn your hand. What's the difference?
Because when I had hot coffee in my hand, I was looking out the window.
Mm-hmm.
I was paying attention. I was actually paying attention.
By your argument, if you're that tired, you should stop driving.
Oh, I absolutely shouldn't have been driving on a number of occasions. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional driver, though. I don't log hundreds of thousands of miles. This guy does this apparently regularly. That would happen to me twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
Jersey, they have a ban on handheld cell phones, as we all know. It's largely ignored, just a way for the state to make money on tickets. However, banning all but factory-installed cell phones, GPS systems, and audio devices, that isn't part of it, by the way, GPS systems and audio devices, according to what we think we know. This person writes, is clearly unconstitutional. It favors wealthy people who buy new cars over more disadvantaged people who own older cars, which don't have these devices.
I think you should read the Constitution before you declare it unconstitutional.
It favors one industry, the auto industry, over the electronics industry, Dan writes.
Oh, boy.
Which is unfair trade practices.
That's actually not true either.
Dan writes, it'll only increase the cost of these devices, further repressing the working poor. Unfortunately, the Obama administration doesn't seem to have any problem walking all over the Constitution.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they made these arguments.
You're a moron, Dan.
About people who make alcohol, too, when they ban drunk driving.
Yeah. Go drive around in your poverty car and shut up.
Frankly, I think there should be a ban on cell phone usage before there should have. I mean, if these things came to pass at the same time, it would make more sense to ban this than it would be to force people to wear seatbelts. Because if somebody doesn't want to wear a seatbelt, they're only risking their own lives.
Yeah, that's
When
true.
you're on a phone, you're risking yours and everybody else around you.
Yeah, Jimbo might have had a seatbelt on.
Yeah,
maybe.
I agree with that.
I hope so.
Eric joins us. Eric, what do you say?
Well, most state laws are pretty much make you responsible for your own actions. You're responsible for maintaining safe distances and, maintaining safe stopping distances.
Right.
And, if you're the last person to hit in an accident, you are not maintaining control of your vehicle.
Correct.
Right.
So, the government really has to kind of get out of our lives and let us make our own mistakes and concentrate on more important issues other than if someone's talking on their cell phone in a car.
Yeah, but I think this is an important issue.
Yeah,
though,
would you feel that way if somebody who was texting or talking on a cell phone ran into your family and killed all of them?
Yeah, put yourself in that spot for a second. Kind of
because this isn't really about individual liberties here.
It's about.
All right, let's put a ban on hot women crossing the street in front of you because they're a distraction.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
Let's put a ban on smoking in your vehicle because you could drop your cigarette in your lap.
let me ask you
Name
something.
the distraction.
Let me ask you something. Pretend do you have a family?
I do.
Children?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. If they were killed and you were not in the car by a person who said, I was texting and I didn't see them, how do you think you would feel? Would you say, well, that's his right to do that? Or would you say, boy, if there had been a law in place, my family might be alive? Tell me what your answer is.
Laws are just like anything else. They're only as good as if, people abide by them.
How do you, let me ask you a different question. How do you feel about drunk driving?
Drunk driving?
Do you think that should be illegal? Do you think drunk driving should be illegal? It is, but do you think it should be?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well,
that's not a distraction. That's an inebriation.
Hey, shut up a minute.
That's been deemed as a drug. Are we talking about phones being drugs now?
Studies have shown that texting is actually worse on people's performance behind the wheel than driving drunk. It's worse because you're not looking at the road in front of you. Your mind is completely out of the game. Every study has shown that it is, in fact, more troublesome driving than driving drunk. But you think it's okay that we have drunk driving laws, but we shouldn't have texting laws.
Well, no, it's just, it literally.
I'm actually mad that you're not dead.
Concentrate on the distraction. But and you guys have already pointed it out. Define the distraction. You guys have already pointed it out literally. Well, there's conversations within the car. I mean, where do we stop?
Your argument would be because there are other distractions.
I don't want them telling me what I'm going to be doing in my own house in 10 years.
So you're okay with them telling you can't drink and drive, even though that is an individual liberty and choice, but these other things, that's where individual liberty needs to be preserved.
Yeah. And actually, drinking wasn't always a liberty.
Yeah, we know. We know it wasn't.
That's why women won't sleep with you. That's why you've had 3 divorces. Your kids hate you.
Yeah. The person that won't, and I'm probably guilty of it myself. But when a question is asked of you that sort of puts you in a bad spot, where if you agree with it or disagree with it, you then ignore that question and spout.
Right.
I must do it too. Maybe everybody does it.
That was the worst, man. There comes a point in the conversation when you can. I mean, putting him in the position of, let's say your family were killed, how would you feel? And then he didn't even respond.
No, he didn't even think about it.
If that guy were here, I'd want to punch him right in the mouth.
Right.
He could just say, you know what, that would be terrible, but I still would believe in the personal liberty of making that choice.
Right.
I wouldn't. I'm a slippery
It's
slope.
okay. It's okay in a discussion to go, yeah, all right, I get it. It's okay to lose one.
Yeah.
You lost.
Like, I get why people say I actually understand the whole argument of this is an individual liberty, let us make our own choices. That said, when your choices put me at risk or my family or whoever, that's where personal liberty becomes less important to me.
Right, exactly. If you want to have dynamite at your house and you live on 20 acres and you want to play with it, you knock yourself out. I couldn't care less. Whatever.
Careful on your dynamite metaphor.
Yeah, no kidding.
Joe started laughing right away.
But when you start doing things that can put me in danger, you're risking my liberties because of your own stupidity. No thanks.
After what Hot Wings thinks, in the next segment, Hot Wings top 5 dynamite metaphors.
Yep.
Oh, come on, that one wasn't a bad one.
Doesn't matter. You brought it up, and now all we can think about is you, and let's say you work for GM. No, dynamite fact, no. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it.
If you're new to the show, we were having a logical discussion about something, don't remember what, and Hot Wings went to the dynamite card.
Yeah.
Man.
Great.
Awesome. Why do you like dynamite so much?
What's not to like?
Here's what Hot Wings thinks.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Hot Wings. What Hot Wings thinks.
There's explosions. Free beer, Zane, listeners. Donald Trump has heeded my advice and canceled his preposterous debate. Although, like all blowhard scumbags who simply can't admit any sort of failure, he completely lies about why he decided to cancel out. Apparently, instead of canceling because of the near universal refusal of the candidates to show up, Trump is canceling because he's concerned about a potential conflict of interest. Oh, amazing. So, it's not because no one wanted to come. It's because you just realized that if you were to later consider running for president, this debate could be a conflict of interest. Okay, well, that's a lie. Nevertheless, let's look at the 2 possibilities. Either no one wanted to come, or hosting the debate could be a conflict of interest, and you didn't consider that until yesterday. All right, you are either a circusy distraction that no one takes seriously, or you are a mouth-breathing bonehead who can't see 6 seconds into the future. This is his official line. It is very important to me that the right Republican candidate be chosen to defeat the failed and very destructive Obama administration. But if that Republican, in my opinion, is not the right candidate, I am not willing to give up my right to run as an independent candidate. Therefore, so that there is no conflict of interest within the Republican Party, I have decided not to be the moderator of the Newsmax debate. I want to call him every swear word I can think of. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of New York City idiots like the Harpies and that dude on The View, kissing his ass every time they see him as though he is the most congenial, pleasant guy on the face of the earth instead of the opportunistic foghorn that he is. The next text while driving victim, God, I hope it's him. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next.